Ever pondered the fate of Tom, or the indomitable icon from mountain men who ruled the rugged peaks where ordinary souls would falter after mere days? For nearly 5 decades, he forged a solitary realm detached from the frenzy of contemporary existence, a testament to unyielding grit. Yet, concealed beneath that weathered facade and unbridled self-sufficiency lurks a poignant narrative of profound forfeiture, unrelenting torment, and a pivotal crossroads that eluded most admirers. So, what precisely transpired for Tom? Or was it a cascade of bodily afflictions that lured him from the highlands, or a veil of enigma draped over deeper shadows? Journey with this account to its conclusion to unearth the concealed anguish that redefined his trajectory, and I assure you, the disclosures will jolt you to the core. Tom, or the epitome of frontier fortitude, curator of a bygone trading outpost, steward of relics from yesteryear. Prior to the glow of mountain men illuminating his silhouette and lenses trailing his strides through blizzards and thickets, he was merely a wanderer in pursuit of liberation. Tom, or didn't emerge from the untamed, yet the untamed perpetually beckoned him with an irresistible pull. For countless seasons, he had already embraced an existence that daunted the boldest, his saga eventually immortalized in a television chronicle of frontier folk, introducing him to throngs. Tom, or evolved into a subdued saga in the crafting, one who cherished his raw, audacious, utterly disconnected way of being. He embodied the quintessential Highlander, yet harbored a chronicle veiled from the masses, a tale laced with searing renunciation, corporeal agony, and a sorrowful inflection point. Yet, before delving into the intricacies of his odyssey, let's trace the genesis of Tom's feral voyage. Tom, or entered the world in 1943 amid the industrious expanse of Rockford, Illinois, a modest enclave where diligence was the unspoken creed. His father, Carl, traced his lineage to the United States Wild West spectacles of the 1880s and 1890s, even gracing the illustrious 1920 extravaganza, the bucking horse sale. This ancestral tether to the pioneer ethos kindled within Tom an innate fervor for austere abodes and time-honored proficiencies from his tenderest days, with rodeo coursing through his veins like an indelible current. By adolescence, he had ascended to the echelons of a seasoned bronco tamer, conquering untamed steeds in dusty coliseums nationwide. Rodeo transcended sport for Tom. It was the pulse of exhilaration, the visceral link to beasts, and the intoxicating validation of outlasting, outmuscling, and outshining all rivals. By the dawn of the 1960s, Tom had scaled the ladders of the International Rodeo Association, etching his mark as a laureate rider. Across the vibrant 1960s and 1970s, he traversed the nation's circuits, reveling in the sport's fervor and securing perennial berths in the finals, clinching top 10 accolades repeatedly. His moniker resonated among equestrians for his precision, valor, and subdued tenacity. Yet, bronco busting spares no one, exacting a savage levy. Seasons of savage tumbles and splintered limbs ravaged his frame. Tom absorbed torments beyond most imaginations, mending hastily only to vault back astride, though inwardly, the anguish sowed seeds of doubt. How enduring could this relentless gauntlet prove before his form capitulated? Providence pivoted cruelly on Valentine's Day 1970, at 35, as Tom teetered in the enclosure atop Woolly Bugger, a behemoth of fury, his grip woven through the bull rope in ritual fashion. As the barrier yielded, pandemonium ensued. The brute lunged with primal fury, clashing Tom's cranium against its flank, hurling him into oblivion. Snared by the cords spanning the beast's spine, his palm anchored him to the rampaging colossus, limbs and torso ensnared beneath its rear flanks, trampled and thrashed for 2 interminable eternities until rescuers cleaved the bindings. Tom roused 3 hours hence on a gurney, A grave concussion and pervasive contusions his harrowing mementos, the nearest he'd grazed mortality in the corral. In a twist of macabre symmetry, Woolly Bugger perished from its own cranial trauma a fortnight on. Though Tom remounted within a lunar cycle, his zenith eluded recapture. He confronted the inexorable truth. The epic demanded cessation. And so it transpired. In 1981, as wounds accumulated and the rodeo ethos dimmed, Tom resolved to overhaul his destiny. He relinquished the circuit with his devoted spouse, Nancy, bundling their existence and venturing distant from the realm he once dominated into northwestern Montana's summits. This wasn't leisure or cessation, it was utter reinvention. Just as a bronco's surge and sway nourishes a youth's craving for rapture, a mountain's ascent and descent nourishes a seeker's essence yearning for serenity. Tom and Nancy anchored in the lower 48's secluded fringes near the Yaak Valley, a labyrinthine domain of scant companionship and merciless frosts plunging to 30 below, where powder entombs all and endurance hinges on acumen, lore, and indomitable resolve. This haven eludes cartographers' charts. It's frigid, unforgiving, primordial. No markets lurk nearby. No conduits flow or currents hum. It's no haven for the frail. It's where persistence is forged in skill, sagacity, and raw volition. Yet Tom recoiled not. He had unearthed his eternal quest, tranquility, autonomy, and the wild's embrace. He and Nancy erected their domain from the soil upward. They felled timber for blaze, pursued quarry for nourishment, and assimilated the ethos of absolute autonomy. Tom devoted epics to ensnaring, shadowing beast trails through drifts, re-emerging with furs destined for vestments, quilts, or implements. As Tom delved deeper into his alpine existence, he conquered primordial aptitudes. He was a virtuoso ensnarer and tracker, harvesting solely necessities and venerating every fragment of the yield. He revived the arcane ritual of pelt curing, fumigating skins with elemental means akin to indigenous forebears across epochs. Most mortals grasped not of it, yet Tom assimilated the discipline and transmuted it into sustenance. He flayed creatures, cured their integuments with innate essences, and fashioned apparel, footwear, and apparatus by hand. Each dawn heralded fresh trials, mending fractured gear, repelling feral intruders, or enduring glacial gales. Yet for Tom, it was nirvana. He craved not the external realm, nor pined for urban din and disarray. The woodland's hush, the hearth's sputter, and Nancy's steadfast proximity were his sole treasures. Word of the erstwhile vaquero dwelling hillside high, crafting leather in ancestral vein, rippled through the glen, luring devotees who cherished his genuineness over ostentation. Nancy his eternal consort in every endeavor, from pelt priming to safeguarding their abode from marauders, their alliance a tacit harmony of reciprocity. The Mountain Men Chronicle. Pursue, and you'll prosper.